So every now and then John wakes up and he wants to make a change in his life. Sometimes he plans to start exercising and get into shape, while other times he wants to read more books or start meditation. So he decides that he is going to build his new productive habits. The first few days go splendidly as John feels motivated and thrilled about it. But as some weeks pass by, he loses the motivation for his so-called new habit. So John says to himself, "It's fine, I'll do it tomorrow." Then tomorrow rolls around but he still doesn't feel like doing it. Again he postpones it and says tomorrow. This keeps on happening until his beloved new habit is nearly gone. However, it's not only John who is suffering, as we have all been there at some time in our lives. But why does this happen? Why is it so hard keeping up with our new habits? Well, one of the reasons is that the habit we are trying to form can seem a little overwhelming. So we have this mental conflict. In the beginning, when we are extremely motivated and it's much easier to do some stuff. For example, hitting the gym for 1 hour doesn't seem that tough, but the initial inspiration is a powerful driving strength. But when we are motivated, it's also easy to impose some super high expectations on ourselves. We think, okay, so I went to the gym for 1 hour for the couple of days, but once that initial motivation fades away after a few days, there is now nothing that's driving us forward, and we haven't really formed a habit yet. So instead of relying on motivation to push us forward, we should focus on making our new habit an actual habit. Let me explain what I mean by introducing you to the 2-minute rule. When our expectation is to read the whole book in a single day, meditate for 1 hour, or run 3 miles in a single day, your habit can be quite hard and impractical to start. Most of the tasks that you delay on aren't actually difficult to do. You just avoid starting them because you make them seem so. The idea of the 2-minute rule is to do any difficult task for just 2 minutes daily and stop. So what you want to do is break that big habit down into a small 2-minute experience of it. And this experience tells your brain that this isn't that hard as I was thinking. Your goals obviously can't be completed in 2 minutes, but every single habit can be initiated in that time. And once you start doing something, it's much easier to continue with it. For example, want to make reading your new habit? Use the 2-minute rule and read just 1 page of a book, only one. After that you can discontinue reading, but you have to do it for at least 2 minutes, and that's the big deal. The end objective might be to read the whole book, but the expectation should be to just start reading, no matter how little. People often think that reading 1 page is futile. But a new habit should not feel like a duty or a difficult task, or else you will start to despise it. So first of all, you just need to train yourself to just start by taking simple baby steps. Once you start, it's so much easier because that mental resistance is now gone and you are ready doing that habit you used to desire. Using the 2-minute rule, your goals should transform into something like this. Become a writer becomes write just 1 sentence. Learning programming becomes learn just 1 function. Running 3 miles becomes put on my running shoes and just simply go outside and take a small stroll. All of these things are easy to do. However, they are super important as they are where you get started. You can't write a book unless you start it from 1 single sentence. Neither can you be an athlete if you can't put on your running shoes. But even if it's just 1 word or just a walk around the block, it's a lot more than nothing. And more importantly, what you are doing is you are forming and reinforcing a new habit. Eventually, that 1 sentence you wrote turns into a paragraph, then pages, and then ends up becoming a book. But you have to start with that first sentence. Let me give you an example of how I used the 2-minute rule in my very own life. I have always wanted to make a YouTube channel. For the first week I was extremely excited and motivated. Making 1 video per day wasn't a problem at all. But when the beginner's motivation faded, I started working less and less for my channel and my goals. However, I took notice of this, so I set myself a dedicated time span of just 2 minutes a day for the YouTube. So it becomes much easier to just keep on moving forward. Although it's not much, but it's honest work. This is when I realized that my high expectations are preventing me from even starting. I thought that whenever I started working for channel, I had to do it for 1 hour at least. But because of that mentality, I wasn't practicing at all. I wasn't even starting to work on my channel. However, after applying the 2-minute rule, my goal changed dramatically. I changed my objective into a new one, doing anything on channel just for 2 minutes. There was almost no psychological resistance, since doing anything no matter how badly for just 2 minutes is a piece of cake. And my brain also liked the idea of doing something so simple. But the real magic was that it was much easier to continue working for longer after that. I mean, I was already sitting there and working on my channel, so why not just keep on going? So I did. The 2-minute rule allowed me to make working for my channel a habit, and I actually haven't broken the streak since that day. Every once in a while there comes a day when I don't feel like working after those 2 minutes, and that's totally fine. The most important part of the new habit is just getting started. It's not about how well or for how long you do it. It's about consistently taking action towards it. Instead of trying to create a perfect habit from the start, do the easier things on a regular basis. Writing 1 sentence is better than not writing at all. 1 minute of piano practice is better than nothing at all. And 1 minute of reading is better than never picking up the book. It's far better to do less than you hoped for than to do nothing at all. There will be plenty of time to improve your performance later on. Remember, you can't improve a habit that doesn't even exist. Just start and the rest will follow. If you found this video helpful, make sure to press that like button and share it with somebody that needs help making their habits stick. And make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on more videos that will give you an alpha mindset.